DotaFanTV, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be looking at my prediction for the upcoming major, which is called the Animajor, happening in the 2nd of June in Kiev. A lot of teams have already arrived. For those who don't know about the format, what teams are involved, and you want to know more about it, you can watch a previous video that I've made. I've talked about the organizer, the format, teams, the talent, yada yada yada. You can also check out We Play Esports Twitter for more information about the tournament, more updates, whether there's any player missing or whatever. As of now, there's only one player that we know is missing, which will be Ollie from Team IG, and beyond that, everyone else seems to be arriving safely. Without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. So for the tier list that I'll be using today is actually created by Reddit user PVT Dota. A huge credit to him for making this list, so I don't have to go through trouble to make it again. Anyway, I've actually also sorted all these 18 teams based on the stage they will be starting from. So for example, VG Gaming, IG, Execration, Gambit Esports, and then Team Nigma and Team Secret. These 6 teams are starting from the wildcard, and then the next 6 teams will be playing from the group stage, and then the last 6 will start directly from the playoff, right? So we'll go from up here to all the way to the last one, and obviously we have the placement that we think you'll be getting over here. These are my personal opinion. If you have anything different, feel free to leave it in a comment down below. We can talk about it, debate about it, and move on. Alright, let's begin without further ado. First of all, I think in these 6 teams, from left to right, the first 6, VG, IG, and then Execration, Gambit, Secret, and Nigma, we have to look at it as together. Only 2 teams out of these 6 teams will make it out of the wildcard. The other 4 will be eliminated and do go home. I do feel a little bit bad for them, but it is a competition. You know, there are winner and loser. Regardless, I think I have to start with the slightly more obvious choice, which is IG. The reason that I put them into the eliminated team in wildcard is because the fact that Ollie is not playing. I think he played a very, very important role in them winning the first major. Besides that, I think their form in the league is not super good. Last season, they barely just made it to the major. That's why they're in the wildcard, right? And that maybe have to do with the fact that they have already qualified for TI, so they are top 2, I think, or first. I think they are first. Actually, I can't remember whether they are first or top 2 in the first season of their own league, and then they won the major as well, the first major. So that puts them in a very comfortable zone. So maybe they don't really have to worry so much or work as hard or under tremendous pressure to perform. So, and the fact that Ollie is not coming in, he will be replaced by the coach. I do feel a little bit. I do feel a bit bad for them. Also concerned for them. But having to say that, I don't think they are. They have to worry so much. The fact that they already confirmed the invitation for TI. Beyond that, out of these 5 teams, the one that is most convincing to me actually is Team Nigma. Actually, I say so because although their result is slightly, I think slightly skewed, but they come from a league that is super competitive in EU. The result might look like, oh, they just made it to TI. I mean, sorry, they just made it to major, same as Team Secret. But there was also because the schedule that they have to play, that the fact that they are playing against Tundra Esports in the final day, where Tundra Esports, if they lost the series, they are eliminated. So that gives Tundra Esports a lot of motivation to play well. I think that is part of the reason that Nigma didn't win that series. But if they win it, I think it's a very, you can look at the result and say, oh, it's very comfortable. 5-2 in the entire league, which is very competitive. They get 5-2, very good. Having said that, I think with ILTW in the change and all those things, they will do well in this. And the fact that they are not qualified for TI, I think there are a lot of motivation factor behind this. So that's why I'm putting Nigma not getting eliminated. Sorry, I shouldn't be putting in the group stage elimination, so I won't put them in here. And then what other team that I think will not make it, will be eliminated in wildcard? I think the next one will be, I'm sorry to say, but Gambit and Execution. And the reason I put these two together at the same time is because I think, no offense to them, I hope they prove me wrong, but I think that the fact that their domestic league, the reason they are able to make it is because their domestic league, some of the teams are not performing as well as we expect them to do. For example, in the CIS, right, where Gambit is from, we see Navi, blow their lead big times. There are like 2 series that they should be winning. Everyone expects them to win, which they did not win, which give the opportunity to for Gambit to make it to the major. Of course, there are a lot of series that Gambit play well as well, but it's not enough to convince me that they are going to make it out of the wild card. I think Gambit will have the same faith of what happened to them in the previous major. Similarly for Execution as well, I think teams like OB Neon really didn't step up. Even Boom ID, which I really sometimes like their play style, they got eliminated in the SEA region, and I kind of think like it's a bit of a waste. I felt like OB Neon should seriously make it to the major, but they didn't play up to their standard. They didn't anyway, in the end, I just want to say like the reason I put these 2 teams in is because I kind of felt like the reason they make it to the major is because all the other teams in their own domestic league didn't play well. Yeah. Alright, so out of these 3 teams, Secret, Nigma, and VG, which I already say Nigma, I trust that they will make it to the group stage. So it's either VG or Secret. This is a tough one. Oh my god. What I'm thinking right now is I don't really want to see both Nigma and Secret, make it out. In terms of like, it's like I have a EU bias, the fact that I watch most EU Dota, but I did watch like a couple of series from VG Gaming. The situation with VG Gaming is that they are quite inconsistent to a point where sometimes they can beat the best of China team, but sometimes they lost to one of the mediocre one. I don't really exactly remember whether VG Gaming is invited to TI yet or what are their chances, but if I'm gonna predict in terms of just purely in terms of the quality of the team, I would put my money more to Team Secret than VG Gaming. So yeah, I have to do this. I'm so sorry, VG Gaming. I do feel a bit bad for them. The fact that I picked 2 EU team, but this is just what I felt. Hopefully somebody prove me wrong. That is why we watch Dota, right? There's a lot of things that is unpredictable. Okay, right now we will be looking at the group stage, and this is where the biggest headaches strike me. So in the group stage, there are 8 teams from the most left: Nigma, Secret, Team Spirit, TNC, Beast Coast, EG, and then PSG LGD, all the way until Team Liquid. But all these 8 teams are really strong. Like, you can really never put your money and say these teams will definitely beat this team, right? Seems like anyone can beat anyone. But if I'm gonna rank it, I'm gonna say EG will definitely make it. They're one of the powerhouse, so I won't even consider them to be eliminated here. I think Team Liquid will make it. The fact that Sumail is there, if they don't choke big times or whatever, there seems to be more consistency. We know when Team Liquid play well, they play really well. But one of the issue is that looking back in the previous major as well, I remember the first day they were in the wild card, they win every single series, right? But in the second day, they lost every single series, and then in the end, they have to play tiebreaker to make it out of the wild card. So that's just show how inconsistent they are. But having Sumail in the team just solidified their position a lot better. I would say the next one will be I maybe have a little bit of SA bias over here, but I think Beast Coast is one of those dark horse that we all always kind of like sideline or underestimated or what. The last time we see them play in a major international stage, I think was TI9. I'm not sure after that if they participated any, but I was really happy with a lot of their play style, the way they they're very aggressive but not too much. It's a very controlled aggression play style. So I think they will be the dark horse here and not get eliminated. So as much as this saddened me, the fact that I'm from SEA, I think I still have to put TNC in the group stage elimination, and the reason for that is because this is not flaming our own region or whatever, but it's just that in this season I felt like the SEA Dota level is not at their best. It's not at the level where it's comparable with the top tier Dota around the world, whether it's China or EU. And the fact that in this kind of situation, TNC also didn't do well. Didn't get first in a league that is not the best around the world. It kind of worries me to put them, in the same bracket with Team Secret, Nigma, Beast Coast, EG, Liquid, etc. So I kind of felt like that's the reason they will. Don't get me wrong, I freaking love TNC. I remember the major right after TI, they are the team that won it, and it feels really good to have a SEA representative to win it. But looking at the situation now, it's unlikely to repeat. So the second team that I will be adding to there will be, oh my god, this is really tough. I think LGD will not be in. I think, oh boy, man, the thing is so difficult because I think there will be one team that will be bottom, like just right bottom, no chance. And I think the second team that will be eliminated probably have to play a certain tiebreaker. And looking at that, I think the team that has the least to lose is maybe Team Secret and LGD. But even that is really harsh on them. Oh my god. Team Spirit did really well in CIS. I know some people say that is not the strongest region as well, but I think they will do well. I think they are one of those dark horse, a little bit like Beast Coast as well. So I'm looking forward to them to do well in this decently, at least in this major. Secret or Nigma? I think one of these two, honestly. For now, you know what? I'm gonna put Team Secret in here. No offense, on the book they are strong. Individual player, they are skilled, but the fact that they already made it to TI, they already got the invitation, it always make me question how much motivation they have to play. And it is these motivation factors that cause them to be not placed as high in the league. And I think in this case they might get an early elimination, and I don't think they will be too bothered by it. But yeah, I might be wrong. I might get this terribly wrong, but don't add me. Okay, right now we'll be looking at the 9 to 12. This is the playoff part already. I don't think there's any shame to be eliminated in this stage. I think for some of the team to be able to reach there is really good already. I will be putting teams in there right away. I think the first one will be T1. Will be here. Like explained previously, I'm not particularly too impressed with the SEA Dota that was played. I hope they prove me wrong. I hope and I pray they do well in the major, because again, I'm from the region. But objectively looking at this, as much as it hurts me, sadly I think, you know, they will be 9 to 12. They will drop out straight from the playoff. Second team will be the Team Spirit. I think they did well, don't get me wrong, but the fact that they have to play against the rest of the giant is also a little bit of a lottery. It depends on who you got. If Team Spirit got T1, for example, and you know they got eliminated, I mean only one of them can be eliminated, right? That's the case. So you know, a little bit of the luck who in the draw, which team that you will be playing against. And then moving on, this is going to be controversial. I think this is going to be controversial. I think the next team they'll be eliminated very early on. Oh my god, I think you guys not gonna like me. Would be Alliance. This one is a little bit sensitive. I hope you guys listen carefully to what I have to say. I think a big part of the reason that they are doing so well in the league is because they have a coach in-game telling them what to do. That is not saying that they are cheating. I think in the rules, it was said that you're allowed to do that. That's fine. But in this case, not having that in-game, will that affect them a lot or little? We actually don't know, because the entire drama broke and the rule change happened towards the end when they only have like, you know, 1 or 2 series. I think 1 series to play, which kind of make me feel like, okay, if that's the case, you are not really proven as a solid team without your coach telling you what to do yet. So this is going to be controversial. There are going to be some big names that are going to be dropped early on, and I'm sorry to say, I think it'll be Alliance. And the last one, which I think won't make it as far because there are a lot of other strong teams, will be PSG LGD. Okay, there are no masking about it. That I think last year they did way higher than everybody's expectation. I think they finished 4th in their own league, right? They have to play the previous season they finished 4th. They have to play a certain playoff to make it to the major. But once in the major, they were in a wild card. I think nobody expected them to do extremely well, but in the end, they punch higher than what, you know, people expect them to be able to do. They got 4th, I think, 3rd or 4th or something like that. It was really, really good placing for them. But this year, looking at how strong the other teams are, a little bit worried for LGD. There is a Malaysian, nothing to say there. But yeah, if my prediction is gonna go, I think they won't be going too far. Alright, moving on. Okay, right now we are going to 7, 8, 5, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm tempted to start from the top because it just seems easier. Oh boy. Oh, actually, I kind of forgotten Quincy Crew, but they are really strong. That the fact that they beat EG. Moving on, we will be looking at the 7 to 8 placement. I think in this case, I will be putting No Ping Esports in there. I know No Ping Esports finished higher than Beast Coast in their domestic league, but actually, Beast Coast did beat No Ping Esports once. I think in the league series, but in the tiebreaker to decide who is first, that is where No Ping Esports beat Beast Coast. But having to say that, we know there are some issues during the series where one of the player copped out and then he say, I couldn't play this game, he just leave, kind of rage quit, you know. I think that kind of affect team morale sometimes, and I'm not too sure whether they will have that kind of stability or not. We know pressure in an offline, in a LAN setting is usually much higher. So I wonder the fact that I don't know how much LAN experience this player have, but I'm gonna put them there. No, you know, even if they finish 7 to 8, there's no shame in that. The next team that I will be putting is Quincy Crew. Actually, you know what? I'm struggling. Actually, VP as well. These two teams have a lot of experience in playing LAN. I think in the previous year they meet each other. I think VP won, but having to say that Quincy Crew at that time have not actually have a full squad. I think they have a stand-in for MSS, which is one of their star player. But Quincy Crew did beat EG though. I'm gonna put VP here, and I put Quincy Crew one stage above. Where this stage will be quite difficult. I think most of these teams are really strong, but the one that is maybe this is the end of the dark horse. I would think I will start to pick the favorites, because it's really hard to push like teams like No Ping or Beast Coast anything above here to go to the top 4. I hope they do, because we want the kind of really cool content, right? But looking at this, man, it's unlikely. I think one of a team that I haven't really touched at is Team Aster, and the reason I haven't really touched them is because I really don't know what to say about them, because they are really good in the domestic league. Last year, I think there was a bit of blunder in the major, but that was also because one of their player didn't last minute couldn't make it to the major, and they seems really solid in a very competitive league. A little bit like Alliance situation in EU, but they don't have an in-game coach. I mean, at least that's what we were told. I think up until here, this point is all about how much different tactics that you still have. And I think for team like Nigma, they are kind of in a disadvantaged position because they start all the way from the wild card. So they play a lot of games, so similar to LGD last year, where up until this point you might get figured out already. And I think Kuro are the kind of player or leader or captain that believe in the system that they work, and it worked, so there's no reason to change it, kind of thing, like we saw in TI9. So I think I'm gonna put Nigma here. Top 3, am I gonna let EG? I think top 3, I'm really happy with my top 3 choice, honestly. EG, Liquid, and Aster. I'm sorry EG, but I think they will be third again this time, living up the meme. Because, oh man, Team Liquid, I just love their playstyle. I freaking love. It's between. I think Aster is going to the final. So they are second or first. So it's these two teams that I'm a bit struggling. I think I want to say Liquid has higher highs, but they have lower lows as well compared to EG. We used to think in previous seasons like EG is one of those giant that won't bleed, but looking at the domestic league this season, EG is also they lost, I think, 2 games, 1 series, 2 series, I don't really remember, but they did lose to Quincy Crew. I think they lost 1 series to Quincy Crew, so that kind of made me feel like this giant do bleed, and the fact that they are already qualified. I think up into this stage, top 3, whether you qualify for TI or not doesn't really matter. So what's my final choice? I think I will put I think I'll put EG third and Liquid second, simply from the fact that Team Liquid have the higher high, and they are not quite confirmed for TI. They have more motivation to play. They have different they develop more kind of tactics to play around, and I think EG also have a situation where sometimes they always get figured out. And the fact that they start so early this time compared to the previous major, they're starting in the group stage, so there are more games for people to study and look into them. And the first for me for this major will be another Chinese team called Aster. Just looking at the league, it was very competitive. It's not flaming any other league again, right? It's not like NA or SA where the top are actually getting 6-1 because the rest of the team are not as strong. You just don't see how they are competing in the same level. But Aster is totally the same level as like LGD, VG Gaming, IG, and then they have teams that didn't make it. Elephant, TI8 finalists, and then you have eHome. These are really strong team, and the fact that you are able to topple all these, come out on top with very convincing result. My prediction is Team Aster. So alright, that is my prediction for the Animajor. For those who like the content, please like the video, comment, subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.